Welcome to Knitting with Amanda. Of course, I'm Amanda, and you're very welcome to join me for a time in my couch with your knitting, your tea, your coffee, chocolate, whatever. I'm happy you came in here to join. I'm still trying this the English variant of my podcast out, thinking if it works or if it's a little bit too much. So if you like it and want me to continue with the English version, please do tell. I'm curious of what you think of it, if it's too short, too long, or yeah, what you like, if you like it at all. Today I'll talk about what I've done since last time, what is finished and what is in progress, and what I will start next. I will talk a little bit about killing your stash, a Swedish hashtag that was trending during the last few weeks on Instagram, where Swedish knitters bought and sold yarn to each other to eliminate stash and send it forward to people who might enjoy it more. And I'll talk about the disaster. Yeah, it was a disaster, really. More about that a bit later. And of course I will end it up with a media tip about something. Please join me. Let's start with finished objects. I finished my worsted weight socks. I got a little different toe on the last one, but then again it wasn't exactly the same in the top either, so it's just to expect. But I liked them. I incorporated a Swedish pattern with a fleegle heel with the vanilla latte socks that I finished last time. So it is a combination of two patterns. I made them quite slim. I made it for the wideness for the pattern that was one size too small for me, and then I made them longer so they'd fit me better. So I like them. They fit me good. And then after last time I bought some yarn. This is a Swedish indie designer called Amelia knits, who colors. It is amazing. I love it so much. It is a yellow. It's called, the colorway is Lemon Twist. So it has a lot of speckles. It has a lemon yellow stripe, and it is beautiful. The cake I made looks like this. It gets tangly, but you can see a little bit of the speckles, and yeah, I like it a lot. The pattern is PetiteKnit's Oslo Hat, and I got quite a small head, so I made a size 54 centimeters, but it got maybe a little too tight. I made it longer because I like my hats I'm tired of making my hats too short, so they go up like that, and I want them down on my ears. So I decided I'll make it a bit too long, and then I'll just drag it down on the back. And these speckles, I love them. I'm just looking at myself in the camera, and they're fantastic. So this is part of my stash buying for this time. When I'm on this subject, I can show you a little bit of the other things I've bought since last time. Very simple, an opal yarn made from a inspired by a German painter. Inspired by this painting. It gets a little bit too much sheen on it to show nicely, but the socks will be fabulous. I'm really looking forward to this. My son saw this hat. He didn't like it. It was too small for him. That is something when your 4-year-old got a bigger head than you do. So he wants one in this yarn, but it's fingering weight, and this one is sport weight, so it's too small. So I am adding a gray strand of mohair. I'm thinking I was planning to make a hat with this one. Can you see? I like this rust brown color. I was thinking of making a mohair Oslo Hat mohair edition with these colors, but now it becomes these colors. I can't say I'm complaining because it can be fabulous to make that. I've also bought yarn to make a second Evenstar Shawl. The first one I gave away last year, so it's this one. I got 6 cakes of the yarn, and I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know if I'm going to bead it or not. I love beading, but it was 1,800 of them. It was quite a lot. So maybe I'll just use a few of the, make a few beads in it. And what color of beads should I use? I don't know. I asked for an explanation of if the color came out well on the picture, and the seller said, well, have you seen a birch when it starts to get leaves in the spring? That's the color. And I can't say she's lying. It is a beautiful light green, almost yellow, but it's not yellow. It's, yeah, I like it. I got 6 of these skeins. It is a little bit lighter than the last time I made the shawl, so it will be a little bit more airy. Can't say no to that either. This will be fun. Also, I bought from a girl on Instagram these 2 project bags, with one with Downton Abbey and one with, for me, Irish theme, and I like them. Highclere Castle is a place I'm longing to visit sometime. and I've been actually looking for a project bag with this print, or looking for the print itself because I love it so much and I wanted a project bag with it. And now I have it! Woohoo! As for started projects, I just, between the Swedish version and this one, I ripped out my started Mock Sadness sock, and it's the one of the warm-up socks patterns for Sock Madness that starts in March. I've said that, oh, I want to join, and well, we'll see what happens. At least I got this sock, and it is beautiful. It is made by a Norwegian girl called Helle Slente, and yeah, and this colorway, it is a Swedish yarn indie dyer called Spinn that is made a sock club. She will send out 4 packages this year, and this was my package 1. She said that choose one of these colorways or say surprise me, and I said, well, you can surprise me, and she sent me these. Yeah, they are beautiful, and I started with this red one. As for work in progresses, I got some things. Yeah, I got one less than I had before. And I have this one that I'm working for my daughter, my stepdaughter. It is weekday sweater, Vardag, and it's lovely. It's so squishy. The arms are done to where the pattern says, so I'm having the balls in there. The arms is the correct length for after what the pattern says. I will send the sweater to her so she can try it on and tell me if she likes it or not. For me, it's a tad bit too long. I would shorten them just 2 centimeters or so if it was for me. But she is a bit longer than me and have longer features, so I'll have to ask her, and she likes her. And I've done from the armpit to the underbody the length that the pattern says before the split hem, and I'll have to send it to her and see if she likes it, if it is enough, if she wants it longer, if it's time to start the hem. And then I can continue it, and hopefully I have it done to the end of the Imagine Knitting Cal 21 on Insta for Imagine Landscapes podcast and their spring knit along. And otherwise I have this one that is really an imaginative knitting. I've been longing for this hat for some years now, so I'm really happy I finally have it. I have that on the progress. I have my Expecto Patronum mittens that I haven't worked on anything since last time, so I'm not showing them. I have, on the other hand, started a shawl by Nim Teasdale, and it is Draconis. I will see here, my needles is stuck in it. It is Draconis, I think I said, in a dusk lavender colorway with sparkles, and to give it a little bit extra sparkle, I have translucent beads on it, and it is so fun to knit. Got very confused in the beginning, so I've put in a lot of stitch markers. There are 18 in all on the shawl, but it helps me know where I am, so I'm not complaining. I would never complain. This will be a long working project, and when this is done, you know what my next long working project is. And I also have a sweater that I'll start now when it goes on, this moves away from home. And I have soon a new sock on the go. So I have my mittens. So I have a lot of stuff going on right now. And soon I'll have one more, because my husband, not my husband, we're not married, but maybe that's lucky, because he did this. He washed it in the machine, and I have washed them in the machine, but I'm doing it on the wool program. He used something else, and it didn't work. It is so felted, it is so thick, it can't stretch at all. So I've been searching for a new Let Loopy yarn. It is out in almost all colorways that is fitting together. So yeah, but the plus point is that I've bought Plateau Loopy, which is unspun Let Loopy, and will knit it in that, and I haven't used that yarn, so I'm really excited about that. It has an ETA form to come to me on Monday, so I'm looking forward to that, and maybe I'll start that right away. So I'll have to make the socks really quickly, so I can make a new sweater for my little boy so he doesn't freeze. Yeah. Lucky him, I'm not new at knitting anymore, because he has done this one time before. That time I went so mad and so sad, because that time he washed my first knitted hat, my first ever knitted hat, and I was devastated. I was so devastated because it fitted so good, and yeah. This time I just said, oh well, I'll make a new one. Unfortunately, I sold all my Let Loopy yarn, so I have to buy new. I hadn't thought of making a new one during the spring, but buy new yarn in the fall. And now I regret it. But anyways, I'll get it sometime. You all learn from your mistakes, and now I know, don't sell the yarn. Not yarn that you might use. Yeah. Now I have one more thing to talk about, and that is the media tip. This time it's a documentary at Disney Plus. The Hunt for Amelia Earhart. I'm not sure I get the name right. I'll write it as usual. If you haven't heard of Amelia Earhart, please look her up. If you don't have Disney Plus, I'm sure you can find the free documentaries on YouTube, and because her story is really interesting. I've heard of her before, and I was really intrigued by it because I'm a history nerd, and I love that stuff. She was born in the late 19th century, and by the time of her death, she was one of the flying pioneers. She was one of the first ever women to fly over the Atlantic Sea, and she's an amazing woman. Unfortunately, she was on the verge of completing a world trip around the world, and on the last leg, she disappeared in the Pacific Ocean. And this documentary is about the hunt to find what happened to her. Why did she disappear? And did the plane malfuncture, or did she land in somewhere? And basically what happened to Amelia Earhart. Look it up. And now I'm babbling. I've been missing you all so much, and now I'm going to miss you all once again, because this is where I have to say goodbye for now. Have a nice day. Bye.